Hey there, it's LaserMax. And today I'm going to be talking about sort of like the high level meta, which you can experience in this game once you get a little bit better. It's this idea of having a tool set and then picking out those tools in your tool set and using them. Um, Kind of a basic idea, but it's a pretty good idea. Anyway, I'm going to explain exactly what I mean, because a lot of people who haven't been playing for as long, or even out of those who have been playing for very long, it's not a concept everyone understands and uses. So here's what happens. Um, you're new to the game. You start the game. You might search some tutorials or gameplay on YouTube. Go into the game, find a server if there is anyone on, and then you play. You just kind of look around, look at the arenas, blah 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 blah, and then you just go into a fight and you start mashing attacks. That's basically what happens when you're new. And then... Oh, shut the fuck up, Bane. Come on. I'm making a video over it. Okay, I gotta play a little bit more offensive. Either way, it's like when you're new, you don't know what you're doing. So you just kind of press the buttons to see what they do, and you gather information. Just try to see, what does this do? That's a sword swing, this is a grab, I throw a shuriken and whoa. And you don't really have the mental energy or like enough understanding to do anything more than that, than to just press the buttons and say, oh, this is a jump, this is a rope. And that's what happens when you're new, but then you're supposed to progress beyond that, right? Once you know what all the buttons do in a basic way, then you figure out how they interact with each other, so you know how to fight. Like you can use the dodge to dodge, the roll, this, to dodge an attack. So when he does an attack, my roll interacts with that in the way that it allows me to avoid the attack. And that's just a basic interaction. And then you progress from there, obviously. Gonna turn the game volume down. And that's what keeps on going. And then once you develop, eventually, when you reach a rather high level, you start to view the game like this. Maybe. Not everyone does, but... activated alternative. Nice. Then you get into this mindset. You have a couple of tools. Because you've discovered the tools. You found a couple of attacks that you like using that work. And then you have all of those in mind, and then you pick out those attacks one by one and use them. And then you use an attack, and then you might use the same attack once or twice, and then you switch to another tool to not be too predictable. And then you keep on going like that and keep rotating to never fall into a fixed pattern, and to make it really hard for the opponent to understand what's going on, what you're gonna do next. And then the opponent tries to do the same. They also try to use the tools that they have, and they shuffle around them to not let you know what they're gonna do next. And then you kind of just keep trying to get one up on each other, and then just keep going. Keep having being a step ahead, like in chess, or having a read on the other guy. You always want to be one step ahead or several. And yeah, that's the high level gameplay basically. You just shuffle between your tricks and try to switch faster than the opponent can adapt. So the idea I have is to tell people that are not high level to do this from the start, because there's no reason not to. And knowing this can be one of the things that allows you to progress faster. Because let's say you don't know this, you're a low level player, you don't really have any direction or don't know what to do. it could be really useful to know that you're gonna have to pick up a specific set of attacks that you want to use, and that you're going to have to shuffle through them. So here's just some examples. I'm playing Katana Yard Flip right now. I'm backing off, and I'm doing that using my walking keys. And this is a tool I use to stay away from my opponent. Now it's getting predictable. Now it's throwing shurikens, using long chase down attacks, charging to get movement speed. Now I'm using it too much. Now I gotta switch. So now I gotta fight back. I wake up, I throw a bunch of attacks, B1, B2. Now I've done that twice. Now I need to not get predictable. C, had I kept attacking there, I would have gotten hit by his fast right. This is super fun. And that's the idea. I use the same thing once or twice. I back off, do it for a little bit, then he starts hitting me. I start attacking, stop attacking. Now I charge. Now I rush into him. Now I back off. Now I bait that out, punish him for that. Now sniping with a heavy. Then I feint, air, shuffle backwards, dash in, shuriken, attack. Didn't work out, but you get the idea. I'm constantly switching what I'm doing to something else. And I only use options that I'm fairly certain is gonna work out somehow. It's gotta be at least an okay option, but it doesn't have to be super good or top tier. It can just be okay. And that's enough of a reason to use something. Even if it's just okay, the very fact that the opponent might not suspect it is gonna make it work. So long as you got the moment of surprise, anything kind of flies. So here I walk forward a little bit, back off. I'm gonna spin around. Oh, I got the parry. Missed the punish, but got a hit anyway. Now I was gonna apply pressure. Ooh. Had I not backed off there, you know. Now I was gonna back off. Now I was gonna shuffle to the side, didn't work out. I just went forward and hit him a little bit there while I had momentum. I'm gonna walk forward, dodge to the side. Walk forward a little bit, go to the side again, parry. He hit me. But now I rush back in. Apply a little bit of pressure. I'm gonna keep attacking. I'm gonna dodge here. Dodged it. Beautiful. So if you're a new player and you're not quite at the higher level yet, or you just don't know what to do, what to practice to get better, start thinking about this. Try to find a set of movements or attacks. It could be anything. It could also be a combination. It could be walk forward 2 steps and hit. It could be just walk backwards for like 10 seconds. How long it takes or how many inputs it involves, it's up to you. I vaguely define a tool as literally anything you do in the game. A button or several buttons, doesn't matter. And then you find those things that you really like doing, anything. And you list them up, you have them in your head, so you know, you're aware of the fact that you're using them. And then once you have like 10 or so of those, or maybe a lower amount, start with like 4. So like this heavy and that heavy, and I like rolling backwards and throwing a shuriken, that's 4. Right there, like 2 heavy attacks, a shuriken and rolling backwards. That's 4 actions you can perform. Start with that. And then once you have those and you think they work, start using them in different combinations. Here I'm gonna throw the shuriken. Use the roll backwards, didn't work out. Now I'm gonna use a heavy. Roll. Shuriken. Oh, I got it. Heavy again. Oh, use this heavy. Oh. Roll backwards. Heavy. Oh, it hits. Shuriken. Ah, it's not gonna work out. I fake it. But then I do heavy. And now shuriken. Ah, didn't work out. But you see what I mean. Just identify the things you want to do and use them in different patterns. And that's just just that very idea, just the fact that you're listing the things you do and you're consciously aware of them, and then using them, the same tools but in different ways. Having that variation in your gameplay. Not even just variation, but it's a combination of restraint and freedom, right? So you pick a couple of tools and restrain yourself to them, but then you act freely within those restrictions, if that makes any sense. You pick your tools and then you use them in as weird of a way you can. That way you get a very balanced and solid game plan, where you got enough control, enough restraint, enough rules, so that you don't act entirely randomly and don't run into attacks and die randomly. But you also got enough mobility, enough options that you can adjust it slightly for the situations where it's not gonna work out. It's about balance, and you can achieve balance so easily. Just pick a couple of things you like, shuffle between them, that's it. Now you got restrictions, and now you got variation, both in one. So do that at any level, regardless of who you are, or what your playstyle is, what character you play, or why you play. Just go into a match and pick your tools, shuffle. It's a pretty good idea to try. So yeah, I've run out of words. See you in game. Have fun.